The goal today is to install a wall-hung toilet on a wooden floor and to build a strong enough structure all the way up to the building's metal framework. We're in companies. I can't put a beam under the floor because I don't have access everywhere or the ability to take it apart. So we'll have to find some tricks to be able to attach to the metal framework. I've already thought of a few ideas. We'll see about that in a little while. So we're going to go, but first I need to unload the utility vehicle of rubble. I have to take all this, not to the dump, but to a collection point, because we all know how things go at the dump. René and Michel trimmed the hedges and 15 cars are waiting. All right, I've arrived at the work site. This isn't the site with the metal structure attached to the metal framework. We'll see that in the next video. In this video, we'll show how to install a toilet on a concrete slab, not a wooden floor. You've likely seen this person on social media. If you enjoy plastering and painting, I'll introduce him to you. We'll add some reinforcement between two partitions and explain everything to you. All right, guys, live with Jeremy Toops Painting. Hello, everyone. Hello. I know Jeremy, the king of plastering and painting. For those unfamiliar, Jeremy has both a YouTube channel and an Instagram page. Yes, also Toops Painting. You'll have the links in the description. Jeremy also has a TikTok account and Jeremy also has a LinkedIn page. So, of course, you can find all of that under the name Toops Painting. Specialty, plaster. Yes, plaster, painting. And Jeremy has other passions in life, namely motorcycles, among others. He has another passion, which is external thermal insulation. Yes, it's a great passion. So, if you two are passionate about ETI, don't hesitate. Maybe you can create an account, a Facebook group. You can meet up and talk about ETI. Because really, it's his passion, really. Another passion. Jeremy likes to have a little jet of water on his butt. Yes, it fascinates me. Does it fascinate you? Well, get ready to be fascinated, because today is perfect. So he's young, I don't know where. I saw him hanging around somewhere. No, you moved it was there, the weight. Yes, it's already up and ready. It's waiting for us, right? Yes, it's waiting for us. We're going to install a toilet. We're going to remove the old one. We're going to put in the new one. And then we're going to do a little trick. It's not a hack. We discussed it with Jeremy and we'll add reinforcement. Just so you know, in your case, these are brick partitions. Yes, if you have cinder blocks, bricks, or if it's a cast concrete wall, it's doable. You just have to dig on each side. We'll put in a reinforcement. And if you have walls or partitions made of plasterboard, you can do it, but you need to put a wooden reinforcement inside the partition. So we're going to prepare our little work site. We're going to remove the old toilet. Should we pay our respects to the old toilet? Yes, we can at least pay tribute.
We'll try to pay tribute to it properly.
And then we'll get ready. We have a small adjustment to make for the water supply. After that, we'll set up everything. Jeremy will enjoy it. See, you've never done this before, right? It's my first time too. You've never done anything, have you? Well, you see, it's super simple. And then we'll show you all the little steps as we go along. See? So the current state of the toilet, it's a water closet, just a standard one. A small electrical connection was added since the toilet we plan to install needs electricity. Here we have the water supply. We're going to redo all of that and stop under the window, so it's going to be a partial height. This is a load-bearing wall, not just two brick partitions as I thought. It's a load-bearing wall and a brick partition. We'll break in from both sides, add a reinforcement, and check on it soon. Jeremy has to redo the tiling. You said next year?
Next year, yes.
Next year, you're redoing the tiling, so are you skipping him? Yes, so we'll base ourselves on this tile height. Yes, and we'll cut right at the edge of our box. That way, when Jeremy removes the tile, well, it won't have any impact on the rail that's going to be reinstalled in the screed. Ideally, you need to break through the screed to reach the concrete slab. Honestly, our reinforcement will hold, especially since we'll redo it. In the wall here, is this brick or is it a wall?
Normally it's brick too, yes.
Normally it's brick too.
Normally you have old brick insulation and then sometimes behind it.
Okay, that works. We'll tap into the back wall sides and floor, then hang ourselves. It'll hold. So I had to break the toilet bowl because the screws anyway all snapped when I tried to loosen them.
The anchors are stuck with the screws, so the best option is to hit them with a hammer after removing the toilet bowl.
I'm really into it right now. Yeah. All right, guys, we had a little problem with the polyvinyl chloride, so we redid everything. You saw Jeremy. He ran the blood polyvinyl chloride straight through the hole. It was enlarged, not broken. We installed new polyvinyl chloride and redid everything downstairs. We'll show you soon. Here, the little sleeve that fits perfectly, and we're moving on with the little Geberoid accessories. You'll see that in a bit. For now, we've got the floor. Jeremy hasn't said when he'll redo the tiling, but he'll remove all this and install new tiles. And to prevent it from cracking under the rail, I cut everything out. He'll be able to remove this part without any problem. So for us, we're fixing our rail, the laser. So we have two sides, the rail on the floor, the time. For now, we're going to fix this. Next, we install the frame, so we put in the drain pipe. Then, to make the frame box, we're going to use this rail. This is the Geberoid Duofix system. We can place it on the floor, attach it to the ceiling with telescopic uprights, or use it for a partial height. Floor rail installed along the sides by the wall. We'll also add reinforcement as discussed. But to cut them, you need to use a bandsaw or do it by hand. Don't cut them with a grinder because you'll remove the protective layer and it will rust. Did you notice the toilet screw heads when we removed it? They snap right off. All things toilets, wet rooms and bathrooms, you really have to cut that coal. Coal cutting means using a bandsaw or a hacksaw. We don't use a grinder because, like I told you, you're going to heat up the galvanized layer, the protective layer, and it's going to rust over time. So bandsaw. The ultimate reference SB 422 on the Neuron platform. I'll give you a quick demo. It turns off by itself. And for the reinforcement, we want to put between the two partitions, just to strengthen the frame, still using the bandsaw. This is 30 by 30 square tubing, 2 or 3 mm thick. It cuts automatically. It's good. See. And there you go. You saw there's no need to force it. You just have to turn the tube and it really cuts by itself. And we have a perfect cut. Like I told you, you can always deburr if needed, but honestly, it's super clean. So the Geberoid Duofix system rail, we're going to use it for the support frame. And I'm going to put the little strip underneath, if I can peel this off with my little gloves. All right, let's go. So we're going to place this little by little. So we put it this way. The plaster boards go on top and whatever sticks out, we cut off. We'll do the same for both sides. With the Duofix Geberoid system, they provide everything. The anchors, the screws, everything. So the idea is to put a foot on it, not the block. And what if we want to spin? So, as a result, sealant, chemical, it holds, it works. We put the right amount. There you go. We stir it a little. There you go. There you go. Then we wait for it to dry. We take the rail and put it back in place. And the little washer that fits perfectly. There we go. We set the nut to the right level. We'll tighten all that later. Go ahead, show me the level. Let's check the level. There we go. Pitch up there. We could use the screw under a chock and a socket, but it's better to do it by hand with a flex head open-end wrench. You tighten it and can feel it getting tight, so there's little risk of breaking anything.
We'll see.
The little gray Geberit pick, which has a special feature, is that it can move in all directions. So you can turn it into a straight pipe if you need to, or you can turn it into an angled pipe. So next, we place the small frame, and there you go. Okay, so the little stake, I'd like you to save the frame for me at the same time. Go ahead, lift it up a little more. We'll put it like this. Go ahead, lower it back down. That's done, it's poured. I never look like I make sense. There we go, turn it, bring it back against the leg. And press, get into this position. Turn against the leg. And press, it's locked. So we pass this over the top and there you go. And so now that the frame is in place, we can put the little caps on all of these to prevent odors from coming up. And with that, we're all set.
Next, we're going to skip this part and move on to the electrical connection.
Attach the frame to the rail and adjust the alignment. We'll use this threaded rod here. It will snap in place, but we won't do that yet.
We install the extension, which can of course be cut again if needed.
We assemble it. We take this piece that we're going to clip into the rail, so we try to line it up. Afterwards, we can move it again if needed. We take it out. This part, you have to pull it out completely. We go all the way in. Here we snap it in and we push until it's level. Visually, we're not too bad. We tighten it and now we have a thread. By screwing or unscrewing, we can adjust the level. And of course, we do the same on the other side.
And once that's done, we add these little nuts. Let's call them that.
And we turn it all the way. And we do the same thing here against the frame.
Subtitling ST501.
And now it's stuck. So the idea now is to add a reinforcement. That's why we drilled on both sides. So here it's a steel tube, 30 mm. If I'm not mistaken, it's 2 or 3 mm thick. And here it's sturdy. I drilled it on both sides. So we have a hex head screw going through and we're going to tighten it. We drilled 2 holes into the frame. So the idea is to manage to put this back like I did earlier and to put this right in there. I dropped something, I'm not sure what. So underneath, all we have to do is put the nut, washer, nut, and tighten it. And on each side, plaster. And you can be sure it won't fly off anymore because it's held on both sides inside the wall. So even if we hadn't put the rail at the back, that's more than enough. It's the best solution to reinforce a frame. And for that, you really need to have partitions that are thick enough, really sturdy. Or if it's drywall, like I mentioned earlier, put wooden reinforcements inside and attach plates, weld plates onto the steel tube and screw them in. But honestly, with that, you could hang yourself from it afterward. Let's do a quick check. Jeremy replaced the 2 floor tiles. We removed the old toilet, but the tile adhesive underneath looked dirty, knowing that Jeremy will redo all the tiling by next year. So, in the meantime, he replaced the 2 tiles. It's cleaner.
We redid the water supply because we noticed that the small faucet, which was already there, was leaking slightly.
So, we removed it. We put in a press fit valve. We're going to film everything for you. We did that, but what I wanted to show you is this fitting. I have some marks because we're working on a frame and I have some marks. This is the frame's faucet. Keep in mind that on standard frames, the faucet is right here. We can film it easily here, but on the Omega model, it's on the side, making it impossible to film, especially since I'm near the partition. I can't put a camera there or film for you. It's not a big deal. This one has a specific shape, so you can't put it in wrong. You have to insert it correctly. The small ring that tightens inside the housing and this fitting, you don't need to add any sealant, hemp or anything else. On the faucet, since it only tightens by hand, there's an O-ring inside and then I'll come and crimp it. Once we've done all that, I also removed this part of the housing, so the float, I'll take it. Okay, this goes into the faucet. We tighten the ring. And you can imagine, you can understand that I can't film it for you either since it's on the side. So that's why I'm showing all this here. So it's gonna look like this. And then here we have the partition of the frame. There you go. Okay, so I'm putting all this together. Afterward, we'll show you the room and everything we've done with the famous reinforcement. The frame and reinforcement are installed. So it's set in the plaster between the partitions on each side. Now the frame supports the partitions and the load-bearing walls. Honestly, you could hang yourself after this. It's crazy. So we simply put a reinforcement on top. Well, the reinforcement. The steel tube of the same thickness, 30 by 30 that way. We're at the same height. We removed the water supply after discussing it with Jeremy and deciding to do something cleaner. So the small valve, we connected it to the copper. A valve to shut everything off, knowing there's still another one underneath. And I was pinning it back, which is in the frame. I don't know if I'll be able to film it for you. It's here, you can see it. The magic connector tightens by hand. And now the supply line goes through directly into the brick lining. And there, Jeremy has patched everything up anyway. He's going to redo everything, replaster everything, in short. He also needs to change the tiles, but as I mentioned, he already changed two. It definitely looks cleaner now. So now, all we have to do is install the 2 layers of drywall. Then we can screw all that in. So I've marked everything on the floor, here, 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 and there. So this is our electrical supply. We'll screw in 2 plaster boards, then install the toilet bowl. Then, of course, Jeremy will build his box on top as his decoration. Basically, it's going to be a wooden cover shelf that will go on top, so there you go. So what we did is we injected polyurethane foam into the brick, so it's trapped between the brick and the multi-layer. Jeremy put plaster on it, so it's overflowing. The pipe is well insulated for anyone wondering, and it looks cleaner now since we no longer have that pipe running down. It didn't look great, and anyway, the faucet was giving us trouble, so we're in a good spot now. The next step is to install this little thing, what I call a template, simply because there are little pins at the 4 corners that will be able to mark the material. The material could be drywall. In our case, it's drywall. It could be Vadis panel or Jacoboard, it doesn't matter. It will mark them for you directly. All you have to do is trace or cut. So we take the plasterboard, we pick it up, we put it here, we press it, and as I told you, it will leave a mark. The 4 corners, so the plasterboards are here. There we go, we get the fries coming in, we pass that through the little hole. Subtitles ST. It's not a board. We get the second one. We always pass this through the hole. We step aside. And we press it down. So the special thing is that Jeremy actually has 2 plasterboards, each 90 centimeters wide with tapered edges. And that's exactly the width. So we just had to cut the height. If your toilet is 90 centimeters wide, use 90 centimeter wide plasterboards. So now we can screw both layers of plasterboard into the frame, the rails that we installed on the sides. But you need specific screws. Pre-drill with a 2mm bit, then insert your 35mm screw. Since we have 2 layers of drywall, I use self-drilling screws. So for drywall, self-drilling screws. It will go straight through the frame and the rails on the sides. So we don't need to pre-drill, just screw through both layers. We've already screwed in the first sheet and then the second one, so it's really secured through both layers. And each time with twice as many screws, of course.
So, let me tell you, it's not going anywhere, looking at it from the inside. Before we close everything up, well, we're closing everything up now.
No, Jeremy, when would you even wear that? This weekend, I'm adding a wooden shelf on top. My video will come out first, so just send it to me and I'll show it in another video. It's no big deal. Basically, you're going to put a wooden shelf, a little covering. Yes, that's it. Yes, well, that'll be perfect. And honestly, the support there. So, of course, you can't feel it, but it's solid. You can pull on it. Nothing moves. Right, Jeremy? Perfect. It's there to support me. Next, the plan is to drill this part with a 16mm diameter. I kept the hole simple. We had the same one here for the threaded rods. I just used a multi-tool, that's all. Otherwise, we could have drilled with a 16mm bit and gone all the way through. You need to measure the correct distance through both drywall layers or any material used. I told you, I didn't complicate things, I just removed everything. So we drill a 16mm hole and then we'll be able to run a flexible conduit through it. So we take the flexible conduit and give it a colonoscopy, and it needs to come back up all the way to the top. Here, the goal is to leave about 40 centimeters sticking out. The hose has been brought up to here. This is our original hose. In the case of a standard installation with a regular toilet bowl, you connect this hose directly to your water supply. Here, we're going to put this piece in, so we'll end up with two water inlets. So this one goes directly onto the valve. And then, as you understood, here we screw this one in, here we screw it in. So I have my water supply. And of course, this is what will supply water to the toilet, the bowl, the flush. So then, with a little bit of lubricant, we put in the water supply. There we go. We push it all the way in. We take a marker and we make a mark. So, of course, if you have your finishing, put the tiles on. No matter what panel you have to put in front, there will be a certain thickness. Next, you make your mark. For us, painting requires almost no thickness. So I make my mark, I remove it. I come to measure, I have 65, so 65 millimeters. We're going to transfer them from this line here and cut off the excess, and we'll have the right depth. After cutting, we reapply some lubricant. We put it back in there. We position it as desired. We'll see soon. For the drainage, it's exactly the same principle with the lubricant. We position it up to the stop. We make a mark for ourselves here. We remove it. My mark is here. We place it. The little clamp that works well. For the electrical connection, just insert the small plug. I won't film it since it's simple. You have the live, ground, and neutral wires. Just plug it in, connect, and screw it. Nothing complicated. The plug I was telling you about is this one. You have 3 wires to connect, you screw them in, and that's it. So here the idea is to put in the threaded rods and have them stick out by 6 centimeters. Damn, I look good. 6 rods. Here he has more, 6.5. So the idea is to put a bit of lubricant on this. There you go. We lubricate, we lubricate, we lubricate, we take it. This seal, we have a small mark here that should line up on the top. We put it there. There you go. We center this. And now this water inlet, let's call it that, we put it here. So we fold down the clip and we come in. So I'm going to turn you this way so you can see. There we go. We simply insert it. Here in this hole it goes in. So here you have a hole. There we go. We just push it in. Here we have a small mark that should be flush with the bowl, and then we snap it in. And that's it. There you go. So then we were able to put some lubricant here and insert it. And what's convenient is that it's on its little cardboard, so you don't need to carry it. It will slide all the way by itself. At least there are no wrong moves, risking breaking or scratching the ball.
And I don't really know what you can do with it by carrying it. Anyway.
So the toilet on its box. Of course, we connect the water supply, the electrical supply, we run them underneath, and we bring them all the way to the end. And the idea is simply to make it all fit if it needs to go in. There you go. Perfect, it's in. So next, we'll take the little bag with the nuts and washers. There we go. Okay, we put this here. The second one, if I can lift it up a little so it fits, perfect. And then we'll screw it all together. We put it in place.
Finally, with a 19mm wrench.
And of course, we check that the bowl is level, otherwise that's what happens.
All right, we'll tighten that up afterwards.
No rush. That's how it should look, water and electrical supply. Nuts, washers, and we tighten it, that's all. And once it's tightened, we can remove the cardboard. So, of course, we check that we're level, we're not too bad. The little ratchet wrench. So, who's not bad? Jeremy lent me this. The brand is Nürnberg. Where do you find this? Next to where you work. Well, yeah, that's it. They handle import-export. Press here and it pops out. It's not bad and reversible. It's not... It's good. We're good. And so once the bowl is fixed, well, we can remove the cardboard. At least the bowl didn't touch the floor, so you don't need a blanket or extra protection. There, it's fixed, and we absolutely didn't damage it. It's been done. We drained all of that. So next we're going to put, let's call them little rubber anchors. We'll place them here. There we go, we have 4 of them. And that's going to fit in. Simply receive the block that's going to go there, and we'll screw it in with the 4 screws. So the block that's going to go on the bowl, power supply, water supply switch, we plug it in. I'm not sure we can film this for you, but you get the idea. We take the poster, and then we put the block in place. So the little love note that we put right here, like this. Of course, we tighten the ring. There we go. The water supply, we bring it out on the other side. We go to the electrical supply side and position it here. And we tighten it by hand. And then we'll be able to reposition it. Like this. So here, the idea is to unscrew. 2 small screws with Torx heads, diameter 20. Small shop. The small template that fits well, which you place on the bowl just to center it. All that. The small screws, they have the same heads, 20mm diameter. So once it's screwed in, you remove this one. You position yourself right here. And there you go. And then, Jeremy, you'll cut all around. Yes, do you still have the paint coating to do? That's it. So you'll see. I'll use a silicone sealant afterwards, a nice little silicone sealant, and you're going to paint that with the colors, right? That's fine. Good question. Maybe brown to hide stains. That's done. We just have to put on the little covers. So nothing complicated. There, a small one on the side. We take this seat, we put it back, we leave it. It does its little job. It goes down by itself. And there you go, the result. That's not good. What do you think about it?
Absolutely beautiful.
So, once the plates are screwed in, we'll be able to cut this part flush depending on the finish.
Jeremy, in his case, he wants to use paint, a paint coating, so we can make it flush.
If you want to put tiles, you first install your tiles, you do your joints, and then you simply cut flush with the tiles. So as I told you, it's going to be a paint coating, so we can afford to remove this part and cut all around. So then we'll be able to put the small plate back inside. Of course, you've checked that everything is connected properly and you've cleared your holes. Press down and it snaps in automatically. So next we place this plate that will hold the finishing plate. Of course, you'll need to make sure it's level.
But Jeremy, on his end, is going to do plaster and paint, so he'll have to remove it unless he does the plaster and paint around it, but that could look really nice.
We put this in place, we assemble this piece, we position it like this, make sure it's snug, and we lock it in. You hear a little click, and then we lower this part. It just holds everything in place. We do the same thing here. We lift it up, press down, and try to make sure it's straight.
And there you go.
Next, this piece, we slide it in from inside paneling. And here, 90 degrees, you hear a little click. Same here, let's go. And there you go, the little finishing plate that we're going to put on like this. So we press here, we put it in place, and we release. If I need to remove it, I just press like this and take it off. It's as simple as that.
There you go.
The small toilet is installed, the seat, everything is tightened. Well, I told you, Jeremy, he needs to make his little shelf. He needs to do the decoration, but let's say that for now, the toilet works. The seat, we put the cardboard underneath. Jeremy, show the remote. There you go, the little remote that works well. Here, take it in your hand and go ahead. I need to get to work. So this is here, it's to do a test. Actually, you absolutely need to put some weight on the seat to trigger it. Go ahead, press it. You'll usually see.
Afterwards, we'll do another test.
You see, it comes out. Huh. And there, he's done. The butt washing is finished. So the cardboard goes in the trash. It's single use, and we're going to try to do a test for you with plastic. We'll see how it goes.
So, Jeremy had the idea to use plastic wrap. We'll be able to see the little jet moving. It's pretty convenient.
I'm making contact by pressing here. Jeremy is pressing the remote control. Subtitling ST501. There you go. Some clean little buttocks, Jeremy. That's called pulling the buttocks. Well, clean. And there you go. All right, everything is set up. Everything works, Jeremy.
He still needs to decorate and redo the floor, walls, plaster, and painting.
The little shelf fits perfectly as our reinforcement, and we're pleased we used the same thickness as the reinforcement so he can install his shelf. The toilet, we removed the plastic wrap because you can imagine it's not practical otherwise. Turbo flush, if you press it, turbo hop. So if I press here, The perfect little whirlpool. And of course, all of this folds down with a little break. And here's the result. So, to tell you everything, I came back a few days later because of Jeremy. We took advantage of it because we were looking at the water supply. We thought there was a problem with the faucet. It looks ugly, so we might as well embed it. We had planned to do that, and Jeremy, we took advantage of it. To redo his floor tiles, even if he has to redo everything in about a year. We thought it was better to change those 2 tiles so it would look really clean. So, the water supply is hidden in the wall, it's insulated, and the floor tiles have been changed. The frame, as you saw, we've reinforced it in every way with that famous steel tube that goes from one wall to the other. The toilet bowl is installed. It's a washlet, so it's the Alba model. He still has all the decorating left to do. You've got a bit of work ahead of you, though. A little bit, because he wants to put in a false ceiling. The lighting, plaster, painting, and like I told you, redoing the tiling. But hey, it was nice to do. Yeah, honestly, good experience. You're welcome. Maybe we'll redo the upstairs one later. Why not? Yeah, why not? So, just so you know, it's a specific model that we installed, the Omega frame, which is really dedicated. Let's say for low, well, very low heights, for sloped ceilings, under eaves, etc. It's low, yes, but let's say it's 82 high.
The sigma is 1.12 meters, if I'm not mistaken.
And the fact that it's lower, of course, makes some operations more difficult, but it's doable. We can manage, okay? So, we're done with this video. Yes, we can go back. Jeremy can sit on his throne. That's right, washing my butt with hot water, with warm water, with cold water. He'll adjust all that however he wants, actually. Now it's your throne. Thank you for watching this video. Don't hesitate if you have any questions, even about the painting's life plan. You have Jeremy's social media available in the description, and I'll see you in the next video. We'll still be talking about toilets, and this time we'll get back to that famous metal framework. Thank you.